All right, let's clean this up. Euro has been beaten up pretty badly. So if you're just following K2, they will provide you all updates, right? If you want to set specific goal, like how many pips you're aiming for, you can definitely do that. And you know, 20-30 pips a trade, and you know, close your profit. But just try to build a you know, routine around it and everything. Just don't get into habit of, you know, chasing trades and stuff like that. You wanna, you know, just build a habit of, you know, compounding your account and building it gradually, and you know, that will lead for, you know, high returns and, you know, consistency. But I wouldn't, you know, pull out of the trades just because you are not sure whether you should or not. I would ask, you know, questions, especially if somebody who called that trade, they will let you know whether it's still valid or not. But you do have to keep in mind that, you know, most of the trades go first in the drawdown or, you know, red negative before they actually, you know, develop and go where they should be going. I mean, the price. So don't get you know, scared or nervous or frustrated when you see the trades in a red. Like I'm used to being in some crazy drawdowns, like. But
So do you suggest leaving overnight too?
I do, unless they tell you to close it. You can close it at the first take profit, and if you are happy with that, you know, it's really like what your daily goal is. You know, the sooner you know, figure out, just follow it. Like you really have to. I mean, you don't have to, but it would be very beneficial to you if you develop the plan, right? So today I'm gonna go just for 20 pips and that's it. I'm good. And you do that 5 times a week, that's 100 pips. But that may not seem a lot, but because let's say you do it with the, you know, 10 cents position, that's $100, right? After 1 month, that will become 20-cent position. So that's now gonna be, instead of 400, 800, and so on and so on. But don't chase trades, don't over leverage, because that can blow the account real fast. And I hope whoever introduced you to Forex has introduced you the right way. I'm sure like on social media, you're gonna see a lot of, you know, people showing profits, you know, flexing Rolex, whatever it is. But that doesn't happen overnight, and most of that you see is fake. Like you will see if you know, follow us around here, we don't do any of that. Like specifically me, like I don't even share my profits, because it's not about that. Like I know how it is to go to struggle. Like I lost a lot of money in my first year of trading. I tested pretty much anything that you can think of in the Forex. So I went through that, you know, hard way. And I'm proud I did, because that's what really, you know, made me learn it proper way and follow the routine and the strategy. So I wouldn't, uh, you know, have like crazy expectations at the beginning. I would rather just focus on building a good investing habits and controlling the risk, because trust me, it will help you in the long run.
Do you like personally like help people or like mentor people through this?
I don't really do one-on-ones. I do there is a program that we offer, but it comes with a subscription. In that case, I would do one-on-ones, but like I try to do sessions as much as possible, and I do have the discussion Telegram group for the price action trades. So over there, yes, I definitely answer every questions, and there's a lot of my students that been following me for a while, and you can definitely join, interact. Everybody's there to help each other, so you don't really need to uh, purchase anything and get one-on-ones. Like, I pretty much help people for, everything is for free. This session is for free, and the trades I share is my personal trade, so there's no charge for any of that. So I'll definitely be glad to help as much as I can.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And is it the K2 price action alert? Because that's what showed up when I joined the group on Telegram.
Yeah, so the price action alerts is where I'm gonna share like all the information for like just info and the trades, and the link to the webinar. But there's also the price action alerts chat, right, where we discuss trades, any questions they might have, and stuff like that.
Because the one that, I can't see that one. I can't see the chat where I can actually like talk and discuss. Because the price action alert is only show me, but like you can't chat in that.
Okay, so let's see, why is that? So I'll try to get the link for you right now. What is your Telegram, like the username?
Hold on 1 second.
Oh no, we're gonna go over EU. We haven't yet started. I'm sorry, I was just answering some questions. We're gonna do EU. From Austin. Yeah, good point. I used to chase losses. No, don't do that. Yep. Close, refresh, go for a walk, do some physical activity, and go back and analyze why they ended up as a losses. Craig said, beyond Sean's training, do you know of a good source book link to read up on?
It's Evelyn A96.
You said Evelyn?
Yeah, EVELYN A96.
896.
Letter A.
Oh, 8,
Yeah.
896.
No. Yeah, that's A for Apple, yeah. Evelyn A96. I'll just send it in the chat too.
It won't look you up. Okay, well, that's weird. Hold on. Yeah, Naked FOREX, definitely. Craig, I have a lot of learning material for you, like literally year worth of studying. Yeah, Candlestick Bible, Naked Forex, a lot of others too. Okay, I'm gonna look you up in the price section. Are you sure you are in the price section?
Yeah, I'm in price action alerts, but I'm not in the one where you can actually chat and discuss. I'm in the one where...
Okay, I think I found you, so I can add you. Members. Okay. Is that you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
Okay,
see it now.
cool.
Thank
So
you.
you're in there. You're welcome. You will get them from me, Craig. I'll get you those. I have all of that. So
So,
you don't need to go pay. I was answering him for the books.
so is the all the K2 stuff that's from you? Like the one that you just added me into? That's all you?
Was that?
The chat that you just added me into, is that all from you?
Yes, that is just price action. That is not the regular K2 trades. They use their separate strategy and way of trading.
And you said that's for like bigger lot sizes, basically, the other one, the regular K2. Because you're saying something about like indices and whatnot.
Well, the indices are separate. Wade trades indices, so that's his channel. There's different channels. Yeah, we use different strategies for trading, so that's why you're gonna see multiple channels. We had to separate it because when you used to have it together, people used to get confused, and some of them want to learn each individual strategy. So if you split it up, it's more organized, and people can choose who they prefer to follow and which style of trading.
So you said yours is more pattern based, correct?
Yeah, I trade price action patterns, stuff like that. I go more for like bigger moves and swing trading rather than short-term trades. I don't scalp very rarely.
Oh, so you do long term ones, basically.
Yeah, not really. Sometimes I will intraday trade and close the trade same day. So
Okay.
let's see, Euro USD. So Euro USD obviously downtrend. I really don't like the structure. Let me see. Okay, so let's see. So that's not gonna be valid. Let me see. I think Austin asked about Euro USD. So obviously still heavily bearish trend in this pair. Um, it's probably going to respect this level at 1.08930, and we can see move back to the downside again. We can target those equal lows here at 1.07742. So we don't really need this because we do know it's a downtrend. The only way I would look for the buys on this pair is not even if it breaks 1.08930, but really for me to consider buying, it would have to break 1.09385. Other than that, I'm because if you look for any buys, you're counter trend trading, right? Meaning you are going against the trend, and those are only suggested when you are entering at the support, and then obviously retrace is expected. So you can squeeze some pips out of that. But in a bearish market, look for the sells, and that's your safe way of trading. I don't know if you are in this trade or you were looking at it. So yeah, I would honestly look for the sells here. Possibly once it rejects this 1.8, 1.08930. Okay. And yeah, Prudencia also asked. Yeah, well, it's not really clear for the entry, right? Yeah, you can make an argument that, you know, it is, you know, rejecting this zone here, but I don't see the bearish momentum kicking in yet, right? Yeah, this is a zone that has been respected for 2 weeks now. So yeah, the tendency to move back to this bottom is drastically bigger than we would see this breakout. And plus euro is been really weak, and I don't see any recent recovery on it. So, and with the expectation in USD strength to continue, I think this will head back down. Cool, Craig. Oh, you're gonna. I have like 200 forex books and like on investing and all that. So gonna have a lot of reading to do. You're welcome, Samir. And I believe we had GJ on the list. So GJ, as you see, it's still active trade. So I would definitely hold it. It actually went in the profit. Let's see how much. It was actually 135 pips in a profit. So it is having a little more aggressive pullback. But I'm still looking for this move to the downside. Because if you switch this to the line chart, and you see the level here, it can pull back to retest this once again before continuing back down, right? We can move that. So we can get that retest again before continuing to the downside. But definitely not looking for any buys unless we see break of 133,500. So that is the as far as the GJ. Oh, there's a lot of fundamentals that play a role, like a lot of reports that you would have to understand. Yeah, there's ADP report, there's COT report, there's, you know, ISM, manufacturing, non-manufacturing, you know, NFP, interest rates.
So what about forward looking? I'm trying to get an indication of the forward looking and kind of like the banking institutes, or what folks are kind of expecting for each economy, and then run those against each other, and then that'll give me an indication of maybe what to expect, the GBP versus the JPY or something to do. That's the concept.
Yeah, I got you. So when Okay, so with the basics, so every time there's like instability in the market across the globe, especially during this time of the COVID, people usually tend to buy like the metals such as gold and silver, and they tend to hedge the money in Japanese yen, which is considered the safe haven, and also Swiss franc, because those two economies are more stable, and the investors lose the confidence in especially now GBP, euro, and USD has recovered recently, but every time you see something that is like going on, like the current situation, people tend to invest in the safer funds, and for a longer term investments. And like currently looking at the U.S. economy, I feel like another bigger crash for stock market is coming. This current bullish momentum is just like what we call fake out, right? It's something that they want to convince people to believe in, that the economy is doing great. But if you know, like especially the checks that the Fed gave out, like all that was the money that had to be like printed out and released, so that it can show some sign, and as us as a consumers give us a little bit more hope that it's really like not as bad, and with everything that is going on. But literally, like what was going on in economy, the national debt is increasing every single minute. um the just the, like with all businesses being closed and so many people laid off and filing for unemployment, in itself will tell you that unemployment rate is going to be higher, so it's negatively impacting economy. Only essential businesses are running, which is definitely not enough for the economical sustainability. And with the elections coming up, they will definitely have to take a course of action to do something, and the actions that they are most likely going to take are going to lead to the hyperinflation, right? And hyperinflation is really not good for economy, because then the taxes are going to be higher, the products are going to be higher, and yeah, it's just in a long run, it's not a good thing, because hyperinflations can um, lead to recession much faster than any other. Uh, oh yeah, there you go. You completely understand it, 100%. Yep, they're gonna have to pump the economy back up, and just because of the elections, because um, don't get me wrong, the statement I'm making is not because I'm like a Democrat, or I really don't get involved with politics, so I'm not into that. But like, if you just think about it logically, that is their biggest let's say ace to be reelected, right? So if the economy is like this come November, uh, there's gonna be a lot of fear and insecurity with the voters, right? And I'm sure they're gonna do everything they can to prevent that from happening. So you can definitely expect, Q4 to see some little wild moves, as far as probably printing more money, and just giving stimulus to the economy any way possible. But before any of that, I do see big bearish move coming up again for USD and the stock market. Right now, yeah, it's trading a little bit better. The Dow Jones and It's actually this week and next 2 to 3 weeks. It's all major companies coming out with the earnings reports as they are required. So some didn't do well, some did well. The major corporations, they had somewhat okay reports, and that is a kind of positive outlook on the economy. So therefore, you've seen that bullish reaction of the market, but that is just temporary, right? Every time you see some hype or some sudden moves, you should not just hop on it. What they say, buy the fear and sell the greed. So if everybody is buying, you should probably look for a good entry sell position. Yeah. And if everybody is selling, you should probably look for a key level of the price where it's a good to enter and hold. But just reading your comments seems like you're very intelligent and have a great understanding. So I'm sure you're gonna make a good investment decisions and not chase stuff, because you don't want to chase on the crazy volume, because it is the current market where it's been actually pretty challenging as far as any investments, because besides forex I invest in cryptos, I do options trading. So I don't buy physical stock, but I do buy a lot of contracts, and in options every contract has 100 shares, and you literally say this stock I'm predicting is going to go up, that stock I'm predicting is going to go down. So the difference of the move, it's your profit or loss if you are on the right or wrong side. I don't prefer to hold physical stock because takes way longer to see the returns. With the options, I usually hold for about week or two, and I already know what is going on. But yeah, I don't know. Are you in our price action chat, Craig, or no? Let me see. If you guys want to, excuse me, if you want to speak up rather than type, you can unmute yourself. You're not like permanently muted. Like you can speak up. Yeah, I think you're in there, Craig. Is it Craig Ross 6547? Is that your Telegram username? But I'll definitely share all the books in the main. Oh, that is yours. Okay. Well, let's add you here. Okay, I see. Got you. Added you. Yeah. Recon expert. Did you used to do any government contracts? Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I was actually a government contractor for 4 years in Afghanistan. So that's why I was referring to that expat. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So cool. Okay, so we went over, quite a few. Oh, Holland, 4 years. Oh, okay, cool, nice. Actually, my one of my aunts used to live there. So pretty cool. I'm sure you had some good time there. It's a fun country. a lot of good places to visit, and they do like to party too. Yeah, I figured. So yeah, so we went over a lot of pairs. Everything is recorded. As soon as we get off, I'm gonna convert it and start uploading. Also, we're gonna upload some books, reading material, if any of you want to go over that. And I'm gonna upload the video on support and resistance, how I draw it, and it should definitely help you identify key levels more accurately. And if you have any feedback on that, definitely, you know, join the chat, and we're going to discuss there. And I will be looking for some setups later tonight. I have few pairs flagged so that I can follow up on it, see if we reach those levels that we are looking at possible entries. And yeah, so unless you guys have any questions, I'll catch you in the chat, and thank you for joining. You know, I definitely get excited when I see that people do want to invest in themselves and, you know, learn. Definitely makes me even more want to help, because, you know, I've been through it. I know how it is. Um, it's Forex can be very emotional, but if you can extract the emotion from trading and follow few simple rules, you're gonna do just well. Cool, Prudencia. So if you go, let's go to YouTube. There's a lot of recordings here. I'm gonna drop the YouTube channel here. So you can go watch like previous full recordings of the sessions I have held, and you can definitely learn a lot there and ask any questions. So those right here, live webinars, they are all hosted by me. So here it is, and you can watch at your convenience. There's in the chat. So you just click there, it's gonna take you to K2 YouTube channel. There's a lot of uploaded sessions, both the one that Sean did and me. You're gonna see like the ones here hosted by Honest Optic. That's me, and I go over literally everything. So you can definitely learn a lot. Plus the material I'm gonna, you know, share. So yeah. Yeah, don't want you to keep doing that, right? Let's do proper investing, which is 0.01 per 100. I know everybody that joins, they want to make as much money as possible, as fast as possible, but trust me, that is the wrong reason. Yeah, definitely Forex is amazing opportunity to make money, but there are steps and basics that we have to tackle before we go into, you know, more. Yeah, definitely get a demo account, and get it just for the reason so that you can develop habits of not over leveraging and all that stuff. Yes, I'm gonna drop it right now. Gonna drop it. Support and resistance video. I'm gonna drop it right now. Let's see. Well, that's the thing. So this is the key point. You should open demo account with the amount that you're going to actually open your real account. So if you are going to trade once you are ready and feel confident with $500 real money, then you should open demo account with $500, not with 50,000, because you're gonna you're not gonna develop the routine of using the lot size that you should be using when you actually start with 500, right? You cannot uh, you cannot use like 5 lots on $500 account. Like that doesn't make sense, right? Because you're gonna blow that account real fast. So yeah, okay, well that's fine. That's fine. Use only 0.10 cents, right? Don't use one lot. You know, I know it takes more time to compound and build account, but it's not about, the money return. It's about the habits that you're gonna develop. Because once you turn that 100 into 1,000 and that 1,000 in 10,000, it's not about the 9,900 that you're gonna make along the way, but it's the priceless, the habits that you are going to implement and 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 get into the good trading routines, and then it will take you as far as you aim to go, right? Oh, SNR, I'm gonna upload it right now, Kimani, because the meeting is about to end in less than 60 seconds. So I'm gonna upload it in the K2 price action alerts. I'm definitely doing it right now. Yep. And I'm gonna upload recordings as soon as I convert them. Cool, Craig. Definitely happy to hear that. So in case this cuts us off, which should in any like 30 seconds, then we can, continue chatting in Telegram. But I'm gonna upload the support and resistance, the books that Craig asked about, and the videos. Okay. So thanks again for joining, guys. Tomorrow I might be able to do another session. So hopefully to see you on there. Recording again. What levers do you use for indices? Is it the same? Definitely not the same. So for the indices, I wouldn't honestly trade them unless you have at least $1,000 in your account. Now, some people will tell you, oh, I traded with like 200, 300. That's cool. It really depends on your broker. So for example, for my indices, I have Hugo's Way, right? So it really takes up a lot of margin. So you do have to have a decent size of account to trade it. But the Hugo's Way will allow you, because they have a high leverage, it will allow you to trade them with the, let's say, smaller account, probably like $300. You could enter the indices trade. But the problem is, if you have to face some drawdown, you're probably gonna blow that 300 real quick. Uh, oh yeah, DJ, I use it just for the indices, just for that. Otherwise, LMFX is my main broker. Yep. And I do like Bitcoin deposit and withdrawal with the Hugo. Actually, the story is, I used to have my main account with the Hugo's Way, and then they went through some funny stuff, right? A lot of maintenance and some issues with the withdrawals and all that stuff. So I transferred my main account to LMFX. But since I opened I actually didn't had to open new account to trade indices with Hugos, because I had like 2-3 already open accounts. So I just funded back one of them and I just use it for that. And I don't honestly trade that much indices. Usually US 30 and NAS 100, because they've been actually you know doing well. Because so this is the thing. Good question, Craig. I prefer like to go with my swing trades on my like main account. I could use I could open separate account just to trade indices on my with my LMFX broker, but with the LMFX, you have to use at least one lot size for the indices, and it takes a lot of margin. Even though they have a decent leverage, Hugo's way is just better, if that makes sense. And honestly, I would suggest having like more than one account, so that way, let's say you want to do something crazy and you want to test something, and you find yourself over leveraging. If you only have one main account and that trade goes, let's say, terrible against you, then you're gonna blow half of that account, if not entire account, and now you have to go and deposit back again in it. And you don't want to get into the habit of having to do that again and keep blowing the accounts. So I would suggest having separate account if you like scalp, if you swing trade, if you do indices, uh, and stuff like that. You can have one for indices and cryptos, and also if you trade exotics, because they all have high spread and they move like crazy. So for that reason, and if you want to trade news, I would put like 100 to 200 in separate account and just allocate that for trading news, because it's high risk high reward. And before you even do that, I would suggest getting into some fundamentals and actually understanding how news can react, and stuff like that. Otherwise, you just gonna gamble. Uh, and if that's something you wanna do, go ahead. But I do not recommend that. You don't wanna just gamble in the forex. You actually wanna make money and do it the right way. So let's see another question here. Yeah, yeah. They've been pretty well. I'm pretty sure Sean has who goes for indices, and I think Aaron does too. Wade, he, I think he has our trade, if that's what they are called and pronounced properly. Um, but he's also from Canada, so he can sign with them. Um, the rest of us, we live in US, so we don't, as far as I know, we don't qualify to sign up with our trade. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I figured he was using. Uh, oh man, the leverage. I would recommend higher leverage, but not because it gives you more room to over leverage. Uh, the reason I would recommend higher leverage for indices, crypto, and exotics is because um, it will give you a little more room to actually withstand the drawdown for your trades. And you will need room definitely for trading, indices, cryptos, and exotic pairs, because you can easily be in drawdown 300 to 400, sometimes 500 pips until it actually makes move in your direction. So if you are entering indices and you expect 30 pips drawdown, you're gonna be out of that trade really quick, because the spread in itself will take you out, unfortunately. So just be cautious of that. DJ said, just watch out for. Well, actually, I haven't noticed that, Dejan, to be honest, because like I said, if I trade indices, that's New York session, right? It's not London Euro session. It's not Asian. It's not, Aussie. I traded during the New York session because that's where a lot of volatility for S&P, NAS, US 30, all that stuff really moves. Do I scalp? Not really. I rarely scalp. I rarely do. For a few reasons. Number one, it's really stressful. Like, you have to constantly monitor your trade, especially if you scalp around any possible news releases. Yeah, you can ask Gagan. He's a great scalper, so you can ask him about scalping. But you can also ask him about how stressful scalping is. Because when you enter, anywhere between 5 to 10 lots, and you're looking for a small move, it can be really stressful. So if that's something you like to do, you can go for it. But the thing is, I would suggest starting with the smaller lot sizes and going for predetermined range. For example, 10, 15 pips, 5, 10, 15. And you have to really create the rules with the scalp, right? You have to create them and follow them really precisely. Like, if you're aiming for 5 pips, once you get 5 pips, you close your trade and you repeat that again, because that will create a really good winning habit, and also is going to give you confidence. And it's really good to have a good trading plan and stick to the rules, because once you start breaking them, you're gonna find yourself over leveraging, chasing the trades, and that in 95% of the cases leads to losses, right? And you don't want to get into habit of that. He's not telling. I scalped SPY, yeah. So I scalped US 30 through the options trading. So yeah, I did that, but that's a different type. That's what's your take on ETH/USD? So Jay Munoz. So as far as the cryptos, I personally don't trade them anymore. I just invest for the long term. And as far as the long term, they all will go really bullish. And it can probably happen very soon, because the market cap for the crypto market is increasing a lot recently. And there is going to be a really big bullish run, if not this year, in upcoming time. So I would consider getting into some longer term investments, and that is like buying physical coins, right? To own them. And you don't need to make a big investments, but you can, start investing a little bit over time and accumulate some, and you should definitely see some amazing returns in the near future. Uh, if I have 4,000 account, can I do one start? Oh, no, man, no. If you have 4,000 account, you should really enter one trade at 0.40. So that will be $4, per pip. if you plan on entering, let's say 4 trades, I would suggest you entering each trade at 0.10, right? I wouldn't go with one lot because you're gonna risk a lot. Let's say you enter the trade and your stop loss is 40 pips and you enter that one lot, and let's say you end up losing that trade, right? You lost 400 out of the 4,000, so you're down 10% of your account, and you don't want to do that. That's a bad risk management, really bad. The most you want to risk is, well, really what you should risk is 2 to 3%, but in some instances 3 to 5% is the max, right? You don't want to be entering trades constantly risking 10% of your account and more, right? If you are scalping, like you asked earlier about scalping, that can be considered, but you should know that your stop loss should be tight, and you should aim for smaller moves, and trust me, it will add up. It does add up. You do 5 to 10 scalps at 5 to 10 pips, that's 50 to 100 pips a day. If you can do that every day, you're gonna get really wealthy in a short time span, because that does add up. Bitcoin XTP. Yeah, let's take a look, because somebody asked about ETH too. So let's see. Ooh, already had a nice move. Look at that. Oh, ETH. I'm gonna consider that resistance. So let's take a look. Okay, it's at 217. So J Munoz, so ETH could easily go up $7 more to 224. But from there you can see some pullback, right? Because it is the zone that it could very well respect. In case that this breaks 224, we're gonna definitely see 250 in a near time on Ethereum. So, and I do favor that, but what I'm saying is that this can happen. We hit 224 and then we get pulled back to 200, right? And then from 200 we accumulate more orders and we go to that 250, right? So I wouldn't be entering anything right now, but I do see eventually this move back to 250 and possibly even much higher once the crypto accelerates. Bitcoin. You're welcome. Let's see, Bitcoin went up too today really nicely. I mean, the whole market was really bullish today. Look at that. I haven't marked this up in a while, so we need to update this. Actually, you can just delete. Damn, I wish I bought it off of this weekly support. All right, so we definitely broke to the upside. Well, let's see here. We do have resistance here. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're talking about this trend line.
And as, if you actually go to the weekly.
On the weekly?
Yeah, it's a big trend forming on the weekly.
From all the way top?
Yeah, it's like a big triangle forming on the top, yes.
Okay, I see.
In my opinion, it's kind of a bullish triangle, but we'll have to watch. And from the bottom as well. Similar line from the bottom.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, something like this, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the breakout of this triangle is coming soon.
And if you see the target, I think I already have marked right now is, let's see, probably mid of May is 10,000. If it reach before that, could be more. But if it reach after mid of May, I think could be around less than 10,000. So it actually depends on how fast it will reach to that line.
Yeah, I do see another pullback before. Let's see. Oh man, look at, did you notice this? See how this entire move corrected 61.8?
Mm-hmm.
Right there. I didn't mean to zoom in that much. So it rejected 61.8 and then also this move as well. Right there. You see 61.8.
The 61 aligns with that, your trend line?
No, this second correction here. Actually,
okay.
Trend line is 70.5. Didn't mean to do that. But what I'm saying, it's possible to see here, this actually pushed past 61.8 here. Damn, this is pushing hard. Already passed. Well, it might reject 78.6, which is at 9,100. Or it might reject this trend line that is at 10,160.
Right, yeah. So this is my indicator. Whenever I see Bitcoin got rejected, I normally get out of all the cryptos. They all move with Bitcoin.
Gotcha. But I mean, looking the structure is like entirely like this will have to eventually break. It's definitely because I'm sure it will have tendency to go back test this previous all-time high and possibly go even higher for sure. So really any long-term interest, it's gonna be right after this next pullback. So just have to watch it. But I'm definitely bullish on this as well. Let's see, what do we got? AUD USD buy. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this broke. So this is weekly support. Follow up on oil. We can let me just finish this and then we can take a look at oil for sure. Yeah, this is going to 0.67 DJ. Definitely looking like a safe trade. Yeah, I mean there's really nothing in the way. The only thing I'm sure you are, but just be aware of possible retrace, right? It might come down, retest, like 64.50, but with this momentum that I see right now, it might not even really have any retrace. It might just keep pushing up, which will correlate with EA going further down. So yeah, I do like ADSD, definitely do, for a buy. I hope you're already in it because they already made decent move. Craig said, if you only have time to swing trade one asset, what asset gives you the best profitability? So that's a good question. It really depends. So you have to determine which pairs you like to trade first. Do you like a slower pairs, but the one that are, you know, let's say less riskier, that like don't have like crazy you know, wicks, random spikes and stuff like that. So if the answer is yes, then you want to go with like a AUD CAD, AUD NZD, AUD JPY, CAD CHF, CAD JPY, NZD USD, NZD JPY. So, you know, pairs that do move but not like insanely. If you look for like a big volatility, then you go with the GBP, Euro, Gold, stuff like that. But really, the risk reward, it's just like you have to determine it. Like, you know, for as far as me, like when I swing trade, I usually you know, remove my stop loss for the most part, because when I see some news reaction, I know it's just temporarily. So if I don't do that, it will take me out of the trade. But once that happens and it puts me in the drawdown, I know I can enter at a better price, and then I'm gonna average down my drawdown. And when it goes in a profit, I even make more profit, if that makes sense. But US 30 moves like crazy. So you gotta have a decent size account to swing trade US 30. Same with oil. They take up a lot of margin, and their pip count is differently than regular forex pairs. So if you have like a $200-300 account, then you cannot do that. Yeah, 5,000 is definitely decent size. Yep. And if you do the proper risk management, that's definitely more than enough to start off with. Definitely. Eve is asking, GBP CAD. I didn't call that. I'm assuming that was the K2 call. You are in the price action webinar, but I will check it for you. Was it buy or sell? Would I scalp US 30? Yeah, I would. I sure would. If it's at the key level, and you know, I can go in for like 30 minutes. Yeah, why not? Can make a really good money. Can make somebody's weekly salary in 30 minutes on US 30. So yeah, you said it was sell. Let's take a look. Let me just see the channel. Said GBP CAD. Oh, they did call buy on annual. Hell yeah. That should go up nicely. GBP CAD. Try to see where they called it. What was the entry? If you can help me, because I think they called a lot of trades. L0AD. Yeah, Aaron and Sean are calling amazing trades. So if you are in there, guys, make sure you follow that, because they go with the trend and continuation. So 173017. All right, let's check it out. 1, 3. Okay. Okay. Got it. Let's see. What was the TP? I think they called it in a K2 proprietary. So the K2, so the my channel, we trade price action, right? We trade patterns and the price action trades, and in the main K2, they trade based on the K2 indicator, which is, you know, based on proprietary trading system, and they go with the, you know, momentum and trend continuation. So they have probably called this, because I only call GJ. So 172885. Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna reach that first TP. So what was there a TP2? Eve, was there a TP2 for GBP, Ken?
Oh, I'm checking it right now.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Sorry.
No problem. I just couldn't find it, so. No, I actually went through it. Let me go all the way back. So the last was annual, then it was CJ, and then GU, and then AUD, JPY, and Euro AUD. And
Can I ask a quick question, sir?
yeah, definitely.
So regarding the US 30, so that's something to get into.
US 30.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't plan to get into it. I do see it going to 2560, 25600, but I would follow if Wade, if you are in K2 indices channel. He's really amazing indices trader, and he only trades indices and crypto. So I'm sure he will call if he still sees the valid setup. But I usually don't call indices, crypto, or exotic pair calls, because it happened before. People who don't have a appropriate account size, they've been chasing those trades, and you cannot do that. You have to have at least 1,000 account for US 30. So you will not see me call indices trades, just forex.
So do you have like your own channel or like chat where you share signals?
Oh yeah, it's right here.
Yeah.
I mean, how did you join the
Through K2.
yeah, so it's in that I just posted.
Okay, thank you.
in the chat. You're welcome. But yeah, this TP one should definitely be reached. I mean, it's almost there, 8 pips away, and I see it dropping another 60 pips for GBP CAD.
Okay.
Oh damn, you guys entered that week ago. What was the TP2, Craig?
177,483.
You said 177?
Yeah, 1.77483.
Oh, that's an old trade because the current price is at 1.72930.
I don't see anything. All right, maybe I skipped one, but I don't see anything else.
Yeah, because prices dropped 500 pips since then. You see, it's at 1 point
My
right
bad,
here.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because she said the entry was at 1.73017, which makes sense because that was the recent, but I don't see it, and I am in premium and everywhere, so maybe they called it on their live webinar, so that could be the case. Let's see. Mr. Stewart says, what's the best to see current trends? Best chart, I mean. I mean, it's really like looking at the market structure on the candlestick chart. But I'm gonna update the video that I have recorded, how to properly draw support and resistance. So yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. It was on their webinar they call GBP CAD. So that's why you don't see it, and I don't see it as well. So, but it should continue dropping. I see it drop another 60 pips. So, and your TP1 should be reached any moment. It's like 5 pips away. Cool. Just double checking that I didn't miss any. Question. Answer that. Okay, I think I'm caught up on the questions. If I'm not, and like I said, I apologize again for the Zoom issue. Looks like again 3 minutes left, but we will just hop back on. As long as you guys have questions, I'll stay on. I'm gonna have to fix it. I just had to reset my password too, so I'm gonna go back in there and see what's going on, because I definitely had the unlimited one. So yeah, I would hold that GBP CAD. Actually, let me, I do have also K2 indicator, so let me just see. Yeah, I see why. Yeah, they definitely called that on the session earlier. They should have called that at like 7:30 p.m. So 2 hours and 48 minutes ago, because that's when it confirmed sell. Yep. Guys have any more questions? Anything? No? All right. Yes, Amir, we were just looking at it. So we are looking for the price to break 1.38600 for it to continue back back downside. Okay, I see more questions. Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna end this meeting and let's rejoin the fresh one with the same link again, and we're gonna continue with these questions. I'm gonna answer UCAD, NZUSD, and GJ. So let's do that real quick. So let's just join right back. As I promised people. Cool. Oh, okay, Gangan. So as far as the goal, obviously, you know, bullish trend continuation. We can delete all this down because it's not relevant at the moment. So let's see. Yeah, I don't even like to draw the trend there because it is obviously still bullish. That I don't consider that breakout if we draw the line right there. Most likely it can retrace down to 1697, maybe even 1685 for, you know, another retest before the volume picks back up. But I do still like this move towards 1790, and I think that will be accomplished most likely next month. I really don't see like any bearish reversal anytime soon, unless we see the break below 1680. Only in that case, I would consider, you know, looking for the sells here. It's just a minor retrace here. Let's see, measure that. Let's take a look. Yeah, so pretty much almost perfect 61.8 rejection. So it should definitely, you know, continue back up. I don't see any reason to, you know, not look for the buys here. I'm sure you're looking for, you know, this move back to the upside as well. Yeah, definitely. Like third fib extension is at 1787, so I definitely like this move to the upside still. Pullback is still possible another time, but one more time, but I still favor move back to the upside. For gold, and you said silver.
Oh shit.
So let's see. People playing drawing. Let's clean all this. Guys, if you have any background noise, just please mute yourself. Okay, well, that was a wild drop, and it's trying to recover right now. Let's see if there is any valid daily support here. Yeah, right there. So I do like possibility of silver to recover, but in order to see that, it would have to maintain above 14.77. If it starts breaking below that, it will most likely make this move you know, to this equal low right here, and then that would be even better opportunity to, you know, look for the reversal on the silver. But I do like potential that it has right now. It made two pushes to the upside, and it could complete this third push to 1670. So that's definitely possible. But like to see that the buyers are still in control, like I said, they would have to remain above 14.77 to ride that upside momentum. That's for silver. Let's see, we have USD JPY, then Euro CAD. USD JPY, I'm still in this. This was the last trade called on UJ. Currently 91 pip in a profit. I mean, they were entries from all the way top that were added, but I'm still aiming for 105 as the full TP. I think Aruba was asking about UJ. So if you are not in it, if you closed with profit or it took you out at a break even, let's move this. I would favor to see the retest here of this daily support, because that is now resistance already, unless it breaks back above it, because we have two daily candles that close below that level. So that definitely is now resistance. So I do want to see that retest, just because that is more of you know, confirmation to see this further move back to the downside. So I'm still looking at 105 as a final target for UJ. So at like 107.050 would be the retest, and then I would probably give it like 30 pip room if you don't want to risk more, and I would aim for 200 pips to the downside on UJ. Really straightforward. The market is bearish. Tendency to move further downside is there, so looks pretty easy to keep falling. I can share a video about the support and resistance. I'll share that. Just remind me in the chat. So I'll share the video I have recorded, how to place it. Yeah, I just wanna you know, try to analyze as much as possible, because for some reason I have some issue with the Zoom. I even had to change my password, and it says that I have limited version now. So that's kind of annoying. But yeah, I definitely got you on support and resistance. I will post it in a group. Actually, Travis had a request first for EuroCAD. EuroCAD right here. Aruba, you were in this trade too. I don't know if you held on to this sell, because I think we used to enter around here. So I don't know if you are in this already, Travis, but this will keep falling for sure. Another about 120 pips. That's definitely. And if you are not in it, I would prefer you not to enter, because like if you take a look at here, this is the current trading zone, right, for this pair, and there's nothing in a way for it to fall further down, unless there's you know, some major news for Euro or CAD that, you know, will drastically change this, but as far as the price, it will definitely reach this level. There's no doubt, because there's nothing in a way that is the next support. But going back to what I was going to say, like, I wouldn't prefer you to enter now unless you are already riding this sell, because it's in the middle of the zone. Because whatever you were trying to do, I hope you're looking for a sell, because it will continue falling. But if you were to enter sell now, like, your stop loss has to be like 150 pips pretty much, which is okay if you are looking to swing trade this and maybe target the next level, which would be right here. So you would go for 310 pips. So it's 1 to 2 risk reward. But if you're looking for intraday trade, I would maybe stick around for a London and try to, you know, catch that momentum. Otherwise, I wouldn't chase this, because it has already made a decent move to the downside. NG is requesting NZD/USD. Right, that should be here. If you guys have any questions, just type in the chat or speak up so we can cover that. Oh, NZD/USD, nice potential sell coming. Or they have it pre-marked, but it hasn't reached the level yet. So Angie, I don't know if you are in anything as far as the NU. Are you in a buy or sell, or you are looking for buy or sell? But me personally, I would like to see this final push to this resistance at 0.62050, and I would look for some rejection over there for potential sell, because that would be also 1, 2, 3, 3 pushes to the upside after this major drop. So that is the, you know, correction of the market structure, and usually you will see at least about 50% drop based on, you know, that correction. So it should be about 200 pips at least trade. You guys are in a buy? Cool. Yeah, I mean, I definitely see it, I definitely expect it to go up for another 80 pips. Yep. So if you are already in a buy and in a profit, I would hold on to it, right? So yep, I mean, we are looking on a daily, so I can give you like opinion of like overall move, but yeah, this definitely looks that is aiming higher up. So I do like that. I would hold on to it. I wouldn't get, you know, freaky. I wouldn't freak out, because there was a, you know, strong bearish candle. It's just a retrace, right? So I wouldn't be concerned with that so much. So that's trying to zoom this in, and this would go there, and I would go here. So yeah, that's not even a strong pullback. So I would, you know, I would definitely consider holding this for another 80 pips to the upside. Euro AUD and NAS. Let's do it. Euro AUD. Oh, do we have break and retest here? Interesting. Wow, look at that. So this is like example that I was, you know, trying to show you on a UJ earlier. If you guys paid attention, you see the drop, broke the support, retested it, validated as a resistance right now, and look at the further drop to the next zone. Just amazing, you know. Wow, 660 pips. So with that being said, we did had 1, 2. So this could be tricky because it already has 3 pushes to the downside, right? So if this support holds at, I have to stretch it out, at 1.66, 280, if that support holds, I will definitely, look for some buys, right? Probably at least up to here, which could be, 160 pips trade. And it could make that retracement if you measure this drop. You can measure it from here because it already stopped the bearish move. That would be, between 50 and 61.8. So that would be a nice little buy for 160 pips on Euro AUD, and also give it a retrace, but only if we see that this support is holding, right? For the moment it is, but the new day just started. First 4-hour candle just closed, so let's see what the momentum is, right? At the moment, obviously it's not heavy, but it can pick up over next hour because AUD, it's Aussie session that will be starting shortly, and definitely through London session because it's Euro pair, and it gets heavily traded during that session. So I would I don't know if Brianna, I'm sorry if I don't pronounce that right. I don't know if you were looking for a buy or sell in Euro AUD. But on the other side, for the continuation of the bearish scenario, if it breaks 1.65700, yeah, it can drop another 120 pips. So yeah, you're welcome. We have request for NAS 100. No, I have US. So can you tell I haven't traded this in a while? Needs to be updated. Let's remove everything. Yes, Angie. So we just went over EA. So one thing I want to tell you, we will go over it, but just EA and EN have pretty much identical structure. So that's something you're gonna eventually learn, like the pair correlation. So like pairs as Euro NZD, Euro AUD, they're gonna pretty much have identical structure. Same with GBP USD and GBP NZD. But we will go over it, but I'm pretty sure the structure looks like 90% identical as Euro AUD that we just covered. So I'm pretty sure you're in a profit on that without even looking at it, but we will take a look at it because it's been dropping. It's coming through. So
yeah, that's what they say.
Let's see who was asking about NAS 100. Again, sorry if I don't pronounce it right. Is it Mayon? Marcelino? Okay, cool. So as far as the NAS, it looks like he might go higher up, right? It does have some resistance at 9,300, and I definitely see it going back there at least, but once that breaks, it can go again to this high at 97.50. So it's definitely possible to see this push again back up. 1, 2. I would just wait for some retrace. Yeah, this definitely looks like it will go back up at least to 9,300, and then we can see if you know, reacts off of it, or you know, it might break through, and then you can ride it up again to 97.50. But it looks really straightforward. It's just doing minor retrace. I don't know how and during what time you trade this, but you're gonna most likely see a lot of volatility during New York session. So I would probably even, I mean, it already kind of rejected 50, but it could retrace to 9,030, and that could be a really great entry to look continuation back to the upside. Cool. Well, actually, around 9,300, I would monitor it to see if it breaks, right? If it doesn't break, then if 9,300 gets rejected, I would probably look for a sell. The reason is because it almost completed this 3 push structure, right? See, 1, 2, and this would be the third one. So the third one may have not yet ended, and I would like to see it ended at least at 9,300. But if it breaks above 9,300, then yeah, I would look for a buy towards 97.50. Never buy into resistance. Always wait to see if we have a, you know, bullish momentum to, you know, carry the price through. Exactly. Yep. Only buy after it breaks. Never buy into resistance, especially not the daily resistance. All right. Let's see. So Angie wants to go over EN. Let's go back to Eurobasket. Yeah, I haven't traded this in a while too, so we gotta update this. Used to trade EN and EA a lot. It's a smoke detector sound putting house on fire.
It sounded like it was upstairs.
Okay, that's resistance. Let's see. Most current support. I love the euro. Oh yeah, definitely. The bips are coming from K2. Oh, you and Aaron throwing the flames in the house. Don't worry, I'll come downstairs, see what y'all doing. Damn, you two just come visit, busting up the house. See how it is. All right, Ian. Ooh, hold on. Yeah, this is something that could consider support, right? Yeah, especially this candlestick formation here. So yeah, this is the most recent and valid support. So at 1.76 620 or 600, just to round it up, right? Which, no, that 4 hour, which gives you probably another chance of, let's say, current market price. Yeah, so there is definitely opportunity to squeeze 90 more pips from that sell on your NZD, because I don't think it will just reverse from here. It gonna come test this, you know, it's called like a block order, right? I'm sure there's a lot of buy limits or either sell stops right here, right? So this is not really, you know, nothing to worry about. This current bullish momentum, it's really, it really should last short term, right? Because all that is, it's just a retrace of this. So it might retrace another, let's say, 30 to 40 pips, but I do see this final move back to the downside. So from the current price, it should drop another 90 pips before we can even consider looking for a reversal. So hope that helps. Cool. What was your entry, if you don't mind me asking, on EN? Hey, what's up, Dijon? DJ. By the way, guys, just a heads up. Like I'll show you here, I even had to reset my password. I have been having some issues with the Zoom, and for some reason, I've been downgraded to like a 40-minute limit. So if once the meeting gets cut off, you're just gonna use the same link to rejoin, and we're gonna keep going. So apologize for that inconvenience. I'm gonna definitely fix that. Angie, wait, your entry for Ian was, wait, 180,900? Oh, okay, 1.80. Oh, damn, nice. I'm assuming you mean 1.80900, right? Oh, damn, you've been swinging the hell out of this. So you are in profit 350 pips. Nice. Great job. Great job. Yeah, I do see, you know, nice. Hell yeah, you should definitely be proud of yourself. That's amazing trade. That's how I like to trade. I like to swing mostly, you know, reduces my time spent at a computer, and, you know, just need to check it once a day pretty much. So yeah, I do expect another 90 pips drop, and then maybe take some parcels if you already haven't, because, you know, it is area of, you know, some traffic here that, you know, we can see some reaction off of it. Okay, somebody's asking what is the TP? Well, we haven't really entered that trade, so I gotta tell them. Yeah, I mean, if you are not in NAS 100, I wouldn't be entering right now, because it has already moved a lot. So you don't want to chase end of the move. Never. That can really harm you. Hey, Dariel, what's going on? Could you look at the AUD CAD? I absolutely can. I think I have it here. I sure do. Okay, so yeah, I did had this markup, I believe, on Sunday. So I was essentially expecting. Yeah, no, we haven't covered the AUD CAD. So I was honestly expecting the rejection here, right, at 0.90336, because this was the crossing point of this ascending or rising channel that was supposed to be the breakout to the downside, but it made that bullish run, and now it looks like it might be forming head and shoulders on 4-hour, which is also the bearish reversal pattern, and it is into the zone right there. So let me just clean this. And this was the crossing of the rising channel and also the downtrend, right? So I do not consider AUD CAD to be the breakout to the upside, definitely not. I still think that this will drop unless it breaks 91, 0.9100 completely, right? It had a nice bullish run. Hope you caught that move. Yeah, it hasn't. It had a. I don't know if there was any news. Honestly, I haven't checked it, but this was this just shot up actually pretty much at the market open. That was a nice impulsive move without any retrace, 115 pips. So yeah, I do want to see now formation here. Let's say pulls back a little bit more, and then we get this equal shoulder here, and essentially, drop back to the downside. Because I don't know how familiar you are with the market patterns, but they are really utilized around the key levels, right? So if you have a bearish, price pattern into the resistance, that's amazing sign that there is very high likelihood of this dropping, right? So yeah, I know you see here daily resistance, and you can say, yeah, it broke up, but this is actual, zone. This is the supply zone. That's why it's, boxed up, because it can at any point just be respected, and we see reversal back to the downside. So I will actually be watching this. I'm gonna mark it because I'm interested in this sell for sure. I definitely am. So it's going to be on my list. So just want to say again, for the people who just recently joined us, I know you probably see it should be in the upper left corner that there's a remaining time of the meeting for 3 minutes. But once that goes to 0 and it resets the meeting, we're just gonna rejoin with the same link that I shared in a group. Had some issues with the Zoom, so I'm gonna fix that, and I apologize for inconvenience, but we're gonna keep going. USD CAD, yes sir. USD CAD still in the cells here, have bunch of cells on throughout all these levels, and I do expect it to go down to, whether you believe it or not, 3550, 1.3550. So before you jump into this sell, unless you are already in it, I would suggest to wait for the breakout of 1.38600, right? Which I'm firm believer it will happen, because that is the area that we have some price reactions before, as you see here and there. So it could possibly, it will for sure come to at least test it, but then we can get some stronger retrace off of it, just because there could be some buy limit orders in the market, because it was the previous level from which USD CAD shot up crazy. So price tends to react off of the specific levels. So don't be surprised by that. That's why I wouldn't just yet enter this sell. But I'm pretty confident this will end up in the break to the downside. So once you see the break of 1.38600, I would look for it to drop 300 pips, right? Further down. Definitely wouldn't be looking for any buys unless, like I said, it reaches this support level and then you see some rejection. So you want to intraday trade it for, let's say, 40 to 60 pips, then yeah, by all means, go ahead. But other than that, definitely bearish move. Okay, since we have like less than 1 minute left, I'm gonna exit the meeting. So let's just rejoin with the same link that I shared in a group so we can just keep going. And I'm gonna fix this Zoom.
K2, yeah, we headed for the top now. K2, yeah, we call it when it drop down.